Part 27. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 271. The next day at noon, Susianer got up. She woke up naturally and looked at the time, feeling energetic. She was holding her stomach, she was a little hungry. The female kitchen god in the house was Lin Jingshu. Thinking of this, Susianer dressed and ran to Lin Jingshu's room. It was noon now and she must be awake. Jingshu, I'm hungry. Is the meal ready? As soon as she pushed the door open, she saw Lin Jingshu sitting in front of the computer, and then heard her shouting, turned her head and looked straight at her. For a moment, Susianer's scalp tingled, and she laughed and said, I'll order takeout myself. Something's weird. Susianer said it would be better not to talk to Lin Jingshu now. Wait, however, it was too late. Lin Jingshu stopped Susianer and asked her to come over. What's wrong? Susianer didn't go over, but stood at the door and took a few steps back. I just got up and haven't washed yet. My mouth smells. I'll go wash up first. Bye. With that, she ran to the bathroom without waiting for Lin Jingshu's reaction. Lin Jingshu's mouth twitched, and she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. When Susianer finished washing up, she saw Lin Jingshu standing at the door of the bathroom waiting for her. What happened? Susianer was puzzled, but even if something happened, she didn't want to ask. What she wanted now was a carefree summer vacation where she could have fun every day until the evening, but she didn't want to cause any more trouble. In the past, it was because of curiosity and some inexplicable things that she always got into trouble, and finally had to spend time to solve it. Let's talk about food wars. Shokuji no Soma. She didn't plan to do it originally, but it happened because of Jokinja, and finally she had to go to the hot spring hotel in Suzhou. Now food wars. Shokuji no Soma is still serialized and is also very famous on the internet. After all, this food comic is different from the past, which makes people interested. Of course, the main selling point is the explosive clothes. But Susianer has decided to post an announcement on Weibo at the beginning of the school year, saying that she will retire from now on, so she doesn't want to make trouble now. She just wants to be a beautiful girl quietly. So, although Susianer is curious, she didn't ask. But she didn't ask. Lin Jingshu is not a ninja turtle. Seeing her come out, she directly asked, is your song Sakura written for Sakura? So that's it? Hearing Lin Jingshu's words, Susianer nodded subconsciously, and then her face froze. Seeing Lin Jingshu pouting and looking at her unhappily, she couldn't help but hold the door of the toilet to hide her nervousness. How do you know? When I didn't know, didn't you tell me? Lin Jingshu pretended to be angry. Susianer said awkwardly, didn't your sister Sayori tell me not to tell you, saying that you would definitely be sad, and this is a life and death separation, it's better for children not to touch it? Why are you crying? Am I that saintly? This question was difficult for Susianer to answer, so she chose to change the subject and said, you haven't told me yet, how do you know? Lin Jingshu rolled her eyes at Susianer, and then directly handed her phone to Susianer. Susianer picked it up and looked at it for a while, and her face darkened. Is this jigsaw puzzle poisonous? What's there to expose in this situation? Although the head nurse's behavior is indeed inappropriate, she also wants to seek justice for Xiaoying. After all, she is just an outsider and doesn't know that the judges don't know about this matter. Hearing this, Lin Jingshu defended the head nurse with a face full of sympathy. Indeed, from the perspective of an audience, Tangram naturally thought that the judges of the song selection contest knew about Sakura, so according to her idea, Sakura must be the champion, but the result was unexpected, so she naturally couldn't accept it and felt that there was something fishy going on. After all, she is just an ordinary person. However, when the judges said on Weibo this morning under the pressure of online public opinion that they didn't know about this, Tangram also sent a Weibo to sincerely apologize to the judges. But this still made everyone confused. Since this song selection contest was held for Sakura, why didn't they tell the judges about this? Most importantly, why is the song Sakura so suitable for Sakura's story? The many doubts caused by the two questions made many onlookers confused, so various speculations appeared on the internet. In addition, neither Asada Sayori nor Suzuki Akiko appeared to explain this matter, which made them speculate wildly. Susiener looked around and found that most people on the internet were discussing this matter. She lamented the extremely boring life of modern netizens, so she said casually, "I'm hungry and want to eat." I thought it was something else, but it turned out to be this. Of course, she would not get involved in this matter. She is still considering how to tactfully announce her retirement to her fans. After all, there is only a month left before school starts, and she needs to choose her words carefully. You are also making a fuss under your Weibo, and you still have the mood to eat. Lin Jingshu looked at Susiener strangely. Don't you want to appease your fans? What does this have to do with me? Anyway, no one knows that I am the author of Sakura. As soon as she said this, Susiener saw Lin Jingshu looking at her as if she was caring for a fool, which made her feel a little guilty. What's wrong? You don't think that everyone doesn't know anything about it, do you? Lin Jingshu said, holding back her complaints. The melody of Sakura is so similar to the melody of Sakura Sakura Wants to See You. Do you think everyone has no idea? Do you think your fans can't imagine that it was created by you? People in modern society are very smart. In the era of the internet explosion, no one is a fool. When Sakura was first released, most people speculated that this song was most likely Susiener's masterpiece, but Susiener didn't say anything on Weibo, so everyone could only guess. But after listening to it several times in a row, some teachers at the music school have analyzed that this is the song sung by Susiener. In addition to what teacher Ji Ling said, there is no deep emotion in the song, which made the analyst sure that it was Susiener. After all, Susiener is just a girl, not a mother, and she doesn't know what kind of mood a mother would feel when she loses her child. Since she doesn't have that kind of emotion, she naturally can't sing that feeling. In addition, the incident of the Tangram yesterday also made many people agree. After all, Asada Sayori knew Susiener, so it was possible that Miobi teacher knew about Sakura's situation, and Susiener felt pity for Sakura after listening to it, so it was natural for her to create this song. Susiener suddenly shuddered, then ran back to her room, picked up her phone on the bedside, and checked her Weibo. Sure enough, the comments under Weibo had completely exploded. And the first one pinned to the top was: Miobi teacher, in the League of Legends Asia contest, the LPL region defeated the LCK region. When will the Pure Land of Bliss be played? Moving the stool and looking at Miobi teacher expectantly. 1/2. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 272. Humu.jgp. Now Susiener wants to throw this emoticon pack in the face of the commenter. I was talking about the World Finals, what the hell is the Asian contest? Susiener's face twitched, but when she saw this news, the LCK region actually lost, MMP. When did the Koreans become so weak, and what about your honor of 3 consecutive championships, SKT? The scumbag Koreans actually lost to China, too bad. Fortunately, it was not the World Finals, otherwise she would really be embarrassed. She couldn't really jump to the Pure Land, it would be better to kill her. I hope the Koreans can be strong in the finals. No, how can I cheer for the Koreans, but the LPL region won the World Finals, I have to jump to the Pure Land. Should I support the Koreans or cheer for the LPL? Although the LPL is a deep-rooted weak region, I am a Chinese after all, how can I betray my motherland, but the shameless country of Korea, I really don't have any good feelings at all. But if the LPL World Finals wins, will I jump to the Pure Land? Damn. So tangled. Student Su, what are you doing? Lin Jingshu followed Susianer into the room and saw Susianer holding a mobile phone with a gloomy face. She was startled and said timidly. Susianer slapped her head and scolded herself for being confused. Is it time to think about these things now? Even if we wins the World Finals, she can just say that there are Koreans in we and it doesn't count as the Chinese team, right? Thinking of this method, Susianer breathed a sigh of relief. She was really too smart. Susianer, you are indeed the smartest person in the universe. Thinking about it, Susianer started to read other Weibo comments again. CAO, want to send you money. Hello everyone, I am Nuwa. Do you see the thumbs up next to me? Just click it and I will make you a boyfriend/girlfriend. You can ask for anything. Sad face, teacher, when will you complete the Suxian series? We fans have already grown gray hair and are about to be buried. The chicken said it doesn't want to take a holiday, it wants to move. From entering the pit to being buried, the Suxian series and other updates. Susianer looked at it and couldn't help but twitch her mouth, her face a little embarrassed. Because there is no latest Weibo, many comments are in the previous Weibo. As a result, although the Tangram incident broke out in the past 2 days, this incident can only be commented on under the previous Weibo. And many Weibo comments under the previous Weibo have been pushed up, so it was drowned in a large number of Weibo comments. Finally, Susianer turned a page or two before seeing the person who discussed the Tangram incident. Teacher Miobi, please open the coffin. Please explain. Did you sing Sakura? Teacher Miobi, please come out. Don't pretend to be dead. Is there any shady deal in the song selection competition? I always feel that the judges are not very reliable. Teacher Miobi's royal sister voice is so addictive. Sujug has a new song Thousands of Sakura Trees which is really great. When will Sujug cover Sakura and Teacher Miobi cover Thousands of Sakura Trees? It will definitely be interesting. A group of people were arguing on Weibo, but most people have already determined that she is the original singer of Sakura. Obviously, they have determined her from the bottom of their hearts. After all, Sakura is really popular now. After many people learned about Suzuki Sakura's story, they claimed that they had a different feeling when listening to Sakura again. Even Ji Ling said on Weibo that if she knew about Suzuki Sakura's story, maybe the champion would be different. This is not that Ji Ling compromised because of Suzuki Sakura's story. On the contrary, she is not such a person. Why do many music videos have different feelings when they are set off by music videos? It is because music videos, combined with songs, bring people into the stories of music videos. If it is a sad song, listening to the song and watching the stories in the music videos will give people different feelings. Knowing and not knowing are two different feelings. Just based on a song, even if the singer sings very sadly, if you can't get the point in your heart, it is impossible to make people cry. But a sad song adapted from a real story, as long as the singer has a deep foundation, can definitely move people's hearts. This is the power of reality to touch people's hearts. People are sensitive creatures because they have emotions. So because of the Tangram incident, there are fewer discussions about Sujug. Now netizens want to know whether there is any shady dealings in the song selection competition, and whether the Suzuki Sakura incident is true. Susianer spent a few minutes looking at Lin Jingshu next to her. What's wrong? Lin Jingshu was startled. Susianer didn't say anything and stretched out her hand. Lin Jingshu, who didn't know what the other party was going to do, didn't dare to move. Then she felt her two heavy breasts being rubbed by Susianer. After a second, Lin Jingshu yelled in anger, Susianer. Oh, it's just touching two pieces of flesh. Susianer felt the touch of Lin Jingshu at home without underwear, and the two little points, stuck out her tongue, and ran out, I'm going to make a phone call. After touching Lin Jingshu's chest, she felt much better. Then Susienner made a phone call, and her mood became bad again. When Asada Sayori answered the phone, she heard Susienner's angry voice. Why don't you come out and clear your name? There's such a big storm on the internet. Hearing this, Asada Sayori knew what was going on and said lazily, why are you in a hurry? The chairman is not in a hurry. Doesn't your chairman dislike his daughter's affairs being known? Now that it's such a big fuss, why doesn't he come out to explain? Let's talk about it in the evening. Do you have anything else to say? If you don't say it, then I will. Hearing this, Asada Sayori said helplessly, isn't this helping you to increase your fame, little queen? Bah, what little queen? You have over 100 million fans on Weibo, you deserve this title. Bullshit, these are my comic fans. It's the same, it's like this, the chairman and I have this plan. Then Asada Sayori told Susienner what Suzuki Akiko said yesterday and last night. After listening to it, Susienner wanted to tie these two middle-aged women to the bed and have sex. I am a person who is going to retire. Susienner was anxious. Isn't this causing trouble for her? Hurry up and clarify, or I'll tell everyone that you're a lesbian and Chen Xiao is gay. Don't. Feeling that Susienner didn't seem to be joking, Asada Sayori panicked. Susienner's influence is not small now. If she really said it, no matter if there is evidence or not, the media reporters will not be vegetarians. Even if there is no evidence, there will probably be a lot of media coming to her door, and Chen Xiao will probably come to her to ask for an explanation. Okay, we'll come out to clarify this matter tonight. Hurry up, the sooner the better, anyway, we have to solve it today. No problem. Seeing Asada Sayori honestly agree, Susienner finally let out a breath of anger in her heart for some reason. Two halves. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Sheng Wu. Chapter 273. These guys. Susienner gritted her teeth and hung up the phone. She could only wait for Asada Sayori and Suzuki Akiko to suppress the matter. When Lin Jingshu came out and saw Susienner like this, she couldn't help but wonder, what's wrong? Are you hiding something from me again? Seeing Lin Jingshu's curiosity about the baby, Susienner nodded helplessly. She thought it would be better to tell the other party about her retreat, so as to save the other party from causing trouble for her again. Judging from the past, Lin Jingshu was fine if she didn't cause trouble, but when she did, she would be distressed. After all, the other party knew her best. The most important thing is that even if Lin Jingshu can't cause trouble, if she joins forces with Zhou Qinjia, they can kill her. Thinking about it, Susienner told Lin Jingshu that she was planning to retire when school started. What? Lin Jingshu stood up when Susienner was halfway through her words and looked at Susienner in shock. Retreat. For a while, Lin Jingshu couldn't slow down her thinking and couldn't keep up with Susienner's thinking channel. Isn't what I just talked about Weibo? Why are you suddenly retiring? Student Su, don't think too hard. Lin Jingshu's mind suddenly became confused and her thoughts were racing. She suddenly realized, did someone ask you to do something? Want to unspoken rules for you? What are you thinking about? Who dares to hide the rules from me? I'll kill him. Susienner rolled her eyes at Lin Jingshu angrily. Then why do you want to retire? Okay. I don't want to draw comics anymore, I want to play. These words made Lin Jingshu unable to accept it for a moment. She had just received a huge shock. She thought it was Susienner who had been greatly wronged, but in the end she told her that because she wanted to play, she had to retire and not draw comics in the future. No more singing? Is there any direct connection between Retirement and playing? Anyway, you are not on Weibo, and you can't see the reader's reminders for updates. And you are heartless. Even if you see the reader's reminders, you won't put them in it. In my heart, although Editor-in-Chief Zhao and Director Chen will ask for some things, you always take advantage of them. How can you just retire? How sad will your fans be? Hearing this, Susiener had a black line all over her head. What do you mean I'm heartless, even though it's a little bit? It's like this. Look, I've made so much money now that I can't spend all the Krypton gold. I also have shares in Bilibili and Miobi Studio. I won't be short of money in the future. Since I won't be short of money in the future, why do you still draw comics? Susiener said with a matter-of-fact expression. After all, she only jumped into this industry because she had no money, so why do she have to work so hard now that she has money? A person must keep his original intention intact. Susiener faced his own heart and knew that he was a dead man. He knew that if he had not traveled through time, he would not be as famous as he is now without his works in his previous life. So now that he has money, he can do whatever he wants and still make money. What are you doing with so much money? No. You haven't finished painting the spirit of the halberd eater yet. When the time comes, just paint that logoen. Then you haven't finished the Susiener series yet. There are so many readers on your Weibo urging you to do it. Actually, I've already finished the painting. After the ants chapter is the teacher's chapter, but isn't it still summer vacation? We are still in the Magic City. If I send it out, please don't beat me to death, head teacher. Lin Jingshu looked at Susiener in shock. Did you draw the teacher's notebook? No, it's just a teacher article. However, our class teacher's bad character will definitely be replaced by his own. I don't want to prevent the class teacher from coming. So I plan to send out these 2 articles when I announce my retirement. It just so happens that the Susien series comes to an end. I believe you are a ghost. Lin Jingshu was speechless. She didn't know what to say for a moment. Then she thought of something and said, no, you haven't jumped to the pure land of paradise yet. When Susiener heard this, she was stunned for a moment, and then said disdainfully, don't worry, even if the world line really fluctuates and the LCK division falls, as long as there are Koreans in the LPL team that wins the world championship, I can mess around. Lin Jingshu once again had a new understanding of Susiener's shameless face, and then she could only say in a weak voice, what if RNG wins the championship? Do you still know about RNG? Susiener looked at Lin Jingshu in surprise, then saw Lin Jingshu nodding and said, I wanted to listen to this song before, so I went to learn about LOL. Susiener laughed out loud, patted Lin Jingshu's shoulder and said, if you can win the world championship in the LPL division, I will do a striptease for you alone. And it seems that RNG has hired Korean aid. Uzi's runner-up buff is no joke, champion. Next life. Besides, since Korean aid was invited, it was not an all-China class, and she would not admit that it was not an all-China class. You didn't explain it on Weibo at that time, Lin Jingshu muttered in her heart, but at this time she was sensible enough not to remind her, for fear that Susiener would go to Weibo again and announce that all Chinese classes were required. By the way, I'm hungry. Where's lunch? No, Lin Jingshu said angrily, since you are going to retire, what else are you going to eat? Just practice immortality. Seeing that the kitchen goddess was unhappy, Susiener smiled and said, even if I retire, if you want to listen to a song, Jingshu, I will definitely sing it to you. Real? Certainly. Wait. Seeing Lin Jingshu going to cook, Susiener breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Jingshu had her in her mouth. She didn't want to eat takeout anymore. And it seemed that Lin Jingshu had accepted the setting of her retirement, and she originally thought she was going to cause a scene. It's not that Lin Jingshu wanted to make trouble, but she knew Susiener's character and knew that she would not change her mind once she made up her mind. Susiener also said that she would sing for her in the future. What else could she not be satisfied with? And if Susiener didn't draw comics, she would have no reason to refuse if she asked her to go shopping in the future. If she stayed at home every day, her body would be ruined sooner or later. What Susiener didn't know was that Lin Jingshu, who was preparing lunch at this time, had already started to arrange a package of going out plans for her, including fitness, travel, shopping. None of them could be missed. Just when Lin Jingshu was cooking and Susiener was playing games in the bedroom, a phone call came. Susiener was speechless. It was this kind of phone call every day that made her want to retire. "Hello, who is this? I'll hang up if there's nothing important," Susiener said lazily without even looking at the number. "Miobi teacher." An extremely excited voice came from the phone, and the voice was so sharp that Susiener almost cursed. "What are you arguing about? It's so loud, my eardrums are going to burst." It's me," the caller was obviously very excited. He ignored Susiener's words and said, "Miobi, I'm Tomato Scrambled Eggs. I'm your loyal fan and the number one on the fan list. I didn't expect to know your contact information now. I'm so irresponsible." Susiener was shocked. "Tomato Scrambled Eggs? Isn't it that person? One half. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 274. Tomato Scrambled Eggs? Isn't this her wife? He is also her fan, number one on her fan list, and the one who presses 0 just by chance. Sorry. Why did this guy come to your door? Didn't the other party become the mastermind of Benson? My Hoyo was also acquired. Why do you have my cell phone?" Susiener was silent for a long time before she could say this. "Of course I asked someone from the art department to get it. But I really didn't expect you, Mr. Miobi, to be a shareholder of my Hoyo before. If the people from the art department hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know you were a shareholder at that time. If I had known about it at that time, I definitely would not have let you leave. By the way, I have asked someone to draw up a contract and return your 5% share to you, and I also added 25% on my own initiative to make it up. 30 to you together. Let's make a game together. It will definitely be a very happy scene when my boyfriend and I make games together. Then you will be responsible for the original painting of Bang-san, and my boyfriend and I will be responsible for the planning. We will make this game together, get up and start making comics again. They will definitely become popular all over the country." "Oh my god, you are such a chatterbox." Susiener's face was messy. Wang Ximen spoke very quickly, and she barely heard what the other party said. She thought that the other person was just a fast typist on the internet, but she didn't expect that in reality he was also a chatty chatterbox that spoke very fast. It really made her sad, because she hated being around chatty chatters the most, and that chattering voice could annoy a person to death. "Wait," Susiener had to interrupt Wang Ximen's excitement. "Tell me first, how did you know my mobile phone number?" She told the people in the art department not to expose her new mobile phone, and she even applied for a new QQ account to avoid contact with Wang Ximen. In her old QQ account, this guy posted various messages to her every day. Although she read them, she ignored them. However, Wang Ximen is used to her husband ignoring her, because in the past, he would sometimes disappear and ignore her for a period of time. She was worried at first, but then she got used to it. "Oh, people from the art department told me this. I think I just said it. I didn't know it at first, but when I passed by the art department at noon, it seemed that people from the art department were discussing your matter, so, hey, I just eavesdropped, and I didn't expect you to be their teacher. Then I went in and asked, but I didn't expect that you were a shareholder of my Hoyo before. It was really exciting, so I asked them for your phone number. Originally, I asked them for your phone number. They also said that this is your privacy, but I am the chairman now, so they naturally have to listen to me, so I naturally got your mobile phone number. By the way, teacher Miyobi. Stop, stop, stop. My God, how can you speak? Susienner suddenly felt that she had no love left. It doesn't matter if she gets pestered by the other party in the game. Anyway, she can reply to the other party online if she wants to. If she doesn't want to reply, she will leave it alone and follow her own preferences. But if reality has something to do with the other party, won't you be annoyed to death? They had only been talking for a few minutes, but the chatty nature of the other party left a psychological shadow on her. What do you want from me? Of course I want you, teacher Miyobi, to come back as a shareholder. I was pushed out by you before. Teacher Miyobi, are you still angry? Oh, at that time, I didn't even know you were a shareholder, teacher Miyobi, that's why I found out about things like that. I can apologize in person. Forget it, apologize in person. Doesn't this let you know where I live? By then my life may not be peaceful. Susienner looked wary. How about I give you my Hoyo? Susienner scratched her ears. What did you say? She was shocked. Yes, shocked. At this moment, she finally understood why so many people hated the rich. And at this moment, she also knew the meaning of the phrase, if you have money, you can really do whatever you want. If you have money, you can really do whatever you want. Although my Hoyo is jokingly called a small workshop, that is just a joking name. How about I give you my Hoyo and apologize to teacher Miyobi? Wang Ziman was sitting in his office at this time, blowing on the air conditioner and eating ice cream, and said something that made the former chairman Lu Wei, who was sitting next to him, very painful. Heartfelt words. My Hoyo is like an RBQ in the hands of the female devil in front of him, letting whoever the other party wants to be on him. However, if my Hoyo is handed over to teacher Miyobi, Lu Wei is really looking forward to it, because Wang Ziman is so unreliable. In his opinion, although teacher Miyobi is lazy, he is still very reliable. But, Lu Wei also knew that Wang Ziman said this, and he guessed it was just a courtesy. Teacher Miyobi probably didn't really want it. After all, this is a company, how could it be such a trivial matter? After hearing this, Susienner chuckled, and then asked with a serious face, really? Of course it's true. Then let's make an appointment and meet tomorrow. No problem. Okay, it's settled. After you book a place, send me a text message. I'll wait for your news. Okay, teacher Miyobi, see you tomorrow. That's it? Okay. Although Lu Wei could only hear Wang Ziman's words, what the other party said made him frightened. He couldn't send my Hoyo away in just a few words, right? Even though you are the daughter of the richest man in the world, you can't be so prodigal. Damn it. Uncle Lee, please draft a contract today and book a coffee shop for me. I will meet my idol tomorrow. Wang Ziman was excited and didn't feel any pain at all. Obviously, for her, my Hoyo gave it to her, and as long as she played games with her idol or her husband, it would be the happiest thing. Okay, Miss Butler. Lee said nothing. He was just a butler. Miss could do whatever she wanted. Of course, she had to report this to the master. However, the company gift made him sigh that the lady was getting more and more generous, with the style of a master. If Lu Wei knew what Butler Lee was thinking, he would probably collapse. I'm going to hum you. Style, isn't this just a waste of money? At this time, Susienner was excited. Damn, she became the chairman of a company so easily, and it was my Hoyo. She was so happy. As for being implicit rejection, Susienner said that there was no such word in the dictionary. Besides, why should she refuse if someone else wanted to give it to her? It's hard to refuse such a kind invitation. Thinking about it, Susienner called Chen Shui. How did you find time to call me? Haven't you been on stage for a long time? I'm afraid you'll be anxious. I have something to discuss tomorrow. Please help me. Okay, okay, I'm here to help you anyway. Don't worry, I won't treat you unfairly. We can do whatever we want in the future. By the way, remember not to reveal my address. No problem. After hanging up the phone, Susiener squinted her eyes and was very happy. As for going by herself? How is it possible? What if the other party is lying to her? She has to be prepared. Two halves. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 275. Susiener was in a state of excitement all day long, making Lin Jingshu think she was crazy. Of course, whether Wang Ximen would lie to her, based on Susiener's understanding of the other party, she probably wouldn't. In Susiener's mind, her impression of Wang Ximen was that of a silly kid from a landlord's family. This guy doesn't have a certain amount of money to spend, he only wants to spend money if he likes it. He showed her the value that if you have money, you can do whatever you want. Of course, this value is also passed on to the other party by her. But, it's none of her business. Just listening to what others say is not a retard. People still need to have independent thoughts, but now she has felt that Wang Ximen does not have independent thoughts. In the evening, Asada Sayori and Suzuki Akiko finally spent the entire afternoon posting on Weibo. As for what Tangram said, I would like to say sorry. I didn't expect it would cause you so much harm. I didn't want Sakura's matter to be known to the public, because there is nothing to say. The song selection competition is because Sakura's wish, I just never told the 5 judges. I didn't expect that such a song would appear in the competition. As a result, this happened because of my failure to inform. I am really sorry. Now Sakura, I have bought this song like Teacher Miyobi. I originally wanted to keep it myself and not publish it online, but because this incident made me think a lot, the song will be published on Sakura Music, and those who like it can download it for free. After Suzuki Akiko posted on Weibo, Asada Sayori also followed suit. Before the song selection competition was held, I approached Teacher Miyobi because I was upset about Sakura. At that time, I just wanted to find someone to talk to. I also thought of Sakura's wish, so I told Teacher Miyobi. This thing, what I didn't expect was that Teacher Miyobi actually composed an exclusive song for Sakura, but because the rules of the song selection competition are to choose the best song, and the judges' ignorance led to a strange combination of circumstances. This happened by mistake, and I should bear the main responsibility for it, so I would like to apologize to all the contestants and the audience. I'm sorry. In the evening, when the internet was still in a commotion, Akiko Suzuki and Sayori Asada appeared one after another to apologize. After reading it, many netizens suddenly realized that this was the case. As for whether you believe it or not, that is a personal matter. But what the two said can explain everything that everyone has been wondering these days. The most important thing is, sure enough, Sakura is Teacher Miyobi's song. Those who cheat to eat and drink should also live broadcast. Okay, this explanation is quite satisfactory. It also proves that there is no shady secret in the song selection competition. Even the exclusive songs were defeated. I am convinced of 1,000 Sakura trees, but, in my opinion, Sakura is the real champion. After all, this competition is for Sakura. Chairman Suzuki doesn't have to be sad. I believe Sakura will be very satisfied with this result in heaven. Many people learned the full details of this incident, and some people comforted Suzuki Akiko on Weibo. Suzuki Akiko, who used to be the chairman of Sakura Group and had few followers on Weibo, actually gained a lot of followers because of this incident. It made Suzuki Akiko dumbfounded. There are also a large number of fans on Asada Sayori's Weibo to comfort each other. After all, this is not Asada Sayori's fault, and the rules of the song selection competition are like that. There is nothing to apologize for. Of course, more people went to Susiener's Weibo to start a fuss. Although the rules of the song selection competition do not allow Susiener to reveal that the song is her own during the competition, the song selection competition has been over for several days, and Susiener did not even say it. As a fan, she naturally started to make a fuss, so he didn't tell them about the big things. Susiener didn't care about these stupid fans anymore. When Chen Rui and Chu fans saw this, they sighed deeply, knowing that the entire publicity plan was complete. The current public opinion is all about Susiener. Sujug is actually okay. After all, when the champion came out, he has gained a lot of fans in the past few days. There are also some who don't understand the virtual singer and are instantly obsessed with it. Sujug's fans are also increasing rapidly these days. Of course, anyone who knows Sujug will understand Susiener, so Susiener's fans are also increasing. But, not all people who are fans of Susiener are fans of Sujug. When Chen Rui thought of this situation, he sighed. The plan was aborted before it was launched. What kind of thing is this? Then he thought about Susiener's live broadcast with Master Lan, so Chen Rui planned to call the other party to inform him. Originally, the live broadcast was planned to start a long time ago, but a song selection competition attracted the entire network's attention. Pulling it over has delayed many plans of many companies, and the promotion of Azalane has naturally been postponed. However, the Azalane R/U0026D team doesn't seem to care. Indeed, they are now obeying Susiener's words. The main reason is that the shipwreck has injected new thinking into them, so naturally they must continue to develop it. So regarding the promotion of Azalane, I was anxious before, but now my mood is relatively calm. But what Chen Rui wants to do is to take advantage of Susiener's explosive popularity to quickly organize this promotional live broadcast, so that Station B can also get some luck and increase its popularity. As a result, he called and found that he was on a call. At this time, Susiener was on the phone with Zhao Jing. Zhao Jing could think of what Chen Rui could think of, so when Asada Sayori and Suzuki Akiko posted their Weibo, Zhao Jing contacted Susiener immediately. "What's the matter? Can't you let me rest at night?" "Ahem, Mr. Miyobi, it's 7 o'clock in the evening, and you're going to sleep before it gets dark." Zhao Jing smiled slightly, and then said, "It's like this, Mr. Miyobi, didn't you ask us to make exclusive skins for you in LOL? The skins are on the agenda, and they will probably appear in a while. There are 5 heroes in total, and we will make a Miyobi series of skins." Oh, Susiener responded with little interest. At first, she just wanted her own exclusive skin on a whim, but now she has no interest. Besides, these days, she can see readers urging her to jump to the Pure Land on Weibo, which is really a point. Now I have a headache when I hear about League of Legends. Zhao Jing was curious when he heard this, but he didn't say much. He just informed them. Besides, he didn't care about Tencent games. He called for other things. "It's like this, Mr. Miyobi. Your name is about to be released. So the publicity department hopes to use your Weibo to promote it. 1/2. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 276. Zhao Jing has been worrying about the promotion of your name these days. His mind is about to break. The publicity department can't come up with a good plan, which makes the whole company full of cramped atmosphere. Of course, everyone knows that the cause of this problem is the song selection competition. Although the song selection competition is over, the follow-up impact is still there. In addition, the impact has just ended and it is the most explosive period. If your name wants to promote, it is simply reckless. It is estimated that if it really promotes at this time, it will be a complete waste of money. As a result, the situation took a turn and a jigsaw puzzle incident occurred. The attention of the internet was actually focused on Susianur, which surprised Zhao Jing and made him extremely fortunate. That's why he couldn't wait to find Susianur. Oh, Susianur responded lightly when she heard it. Susianur reacted a second later and couldn't help but asked in surprise, "What, your name is going to be released? When? Your name has been missing for half a year." Although there have been news from time to time on Tencent Animation's official Weibo in the past 6 months, the 6-month wait has already worn out the audience's temper. Of course, Susianur also knows that this is because readers have no patience, and they also know that the Your Name animated film will not be released in a short time, so their attention has been focused on other places. But as long as Your Name is really ready for release, if it is well promoted, there will definitely be a large number of movie fans and audiences going to the theater to watch it. After all, this is the world's first animated film. Whether it is curiosity or fans, a movie ticket is still a contribution for people in modern society. Of course, if the quality is similar to the previous life, the box office is expected to explode. The most important thing is that Tencent still has a killer weapon, that is Lingzhen. After all, the filming location of Your Name is Lingzhen, and Tencent is even planning to develop Lingzhen into a tourist attraction. August 15. What? Susianur looked at the time in the lower right corner of the computer. It's August 5th now. If it's released on August 15th, that means there are still 10 days? There are still 10 days before Your Name is released, Zhao Jing said calmly. Miobi, don't worry. There is still time for promotion, or these 10 days are enough for Tencent Animation to promote, but you need to take the first step in the promotion. Is it really in time? Of course, promotion is not the sooner the better, but you must find a good time. Miobi, think about it. If we promote it well these days, Your Name will be released on the 15th, and the audience will be in high spirits at that time. If we promote it early, the box office of the premiere may decline if the audience's patience is exhausted. Susianur seemed to understand. Anyway, she knew nothing about this kind of thing, but she also thought Zhao Jing was right. Then what should I do? Just say it on Weibo and post a promotional picture. Zhao Jing is very confident about Susianur's Weibo. Why? Because the number of messages Susianur has posted since she registered on Weibo can be counted on one hand, which makes many people speechless, especially fans. Other idols interact with fans in various ways on Weibo. Weibo is counted by page. What about Susianur? She doesn't even say a word. If you want to receive Susianur's Weibo information, you can't wait for several months. Fans can only comment on the Weibo posts of Susianur in the past. They feel so miserable. Is this like an idol with more than 100 million Weibo fans? The most miserable fans in China are Susianur's fans. So Zhao Jing knows that as long as Susianur posts on Weibo, no matter what the news is. Even if she posts a wow, there will probably be a lot of bored people making a fuss under the Weibo post. This is the current situation of Susianur's Weibo. Okay, shall I send it later, or tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'll ask the publicity department to send you the posters tomorrow, and everyone should focus on the song selection competition tonight. Okay, anything else? No more. Hearing the beeping sound, Zhao Jing's mouth twitched. After Susianur hung up the phone, she didn't move a muscle when the phone rang again. Seeing that it was Chen Rui, she couldn't help but hold her forehead. Sure enough, the sooner she retires, the better. As long as she retires, these two guys won't harass her. Susianur is now thankful that she didn't reveal her true identity, otherwise there would be a lot of people harassing her every day, and even changing her phone would probably be useless. As soon as she answered the phone, Susianur's tone and attitude became extremely bad. What are you doing? I'm sleepy and want to sleep. Don't you know that the work and rest schedules of dead otakus are very disordered? You were still on the phone just now. Chen Rui muttered in his heart, but he didn't dare to say it out loud, so he could only smile and apologize. It's like this, Teacher Miyobi, I called you because I have something urgent to talk to you about. What is it? The live broadcast, you didn't forget it, did you? Oh, I know about the live broadcast, but it's been so long. Why are you only going to broadcast it now? Susiena remembered that she talked about broadcasting the GG for Azalane last month, but it's been almost a month, and she was notified now. Thinking of this, she couldn't help but frown. I can't help it. This month's song selection competition is too big. The whole country is discussing this matter. If it is publicized, it probably won't make waves. So, while Mr. Miyobi's Weibo followers are soaring, promoting Azalane is a natural fit at this time. After listening to the other party and Zhao Jing's reasons, Susiener finally understood the influence of the song selection competition. Mouse looked at her fans on Weibo, covered her mouth in shock, and even exclaimed, "Why do I have 150 million followers? It was just about to break 100 million before. After barely breaking 100 million, the number of followers has been very slow. What's going on?" Although she forgot that she hadn't checked Weibo for a few days, she did check Weibo a month ago. When she first logged into Weibo, she was eager to read the comments and didn't pay much attention. She was mainly too lazy to read the string of numbers. It would be great if all the public opinion now was directed by Sujug, Chen Rui thought sourly, but still had to smile. Teacher Miyobi, this is the influence of the song selection competition. The singer who sang White Cherry Blossom before it has also been exposed. He used to be a bar singer. Do you know how much attention he has now? This is the influence of the song selection competition. I estimate that after this wave of influence passes, you may exceed 200 million. It has a huge influence across the country. When Susiener heard this, the corner of her mouth twitched. A heavy lifting seems like a light task. No, I must retreat. Thinking of this, Susiener said, I just promised editor Zhao to promote your name, will there be any conflict? Don't worry, Mr. Miyobi, you won't forget that Station B is also participating in your name. I also know the promotion plan of Tencent Animation, so tomorrow you will promote your name first, and then the day after tomorrow just talk about the live broadcast the day after tomorrow in the morning, so that the live broadcast and promotion of your name can be done at the same time. Okay, no problem, Susiener said, suddenly alert, I don't need to show up, right? Don't worry, no need. Two halves. I originally finished writing it around 8 o'clock, but my roommate complained that she was hungry, so I had no choice but to cook for her first. It took a long time until now. Ovo transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 277. Chen Rui wants Susiener to show up. If it is broadcast live like this, the popularity will probably explode. How many people want to take a look at Susiener now? How many people want to know what Susiener looks like? This has been nearly a year. If other cartoonists were okay, they would probably not have much popularity in a year, and all kinds of information about those whose popularity exceeds 10 million has been exposed. And what about Susiener? As the other person said, the attention span has now exceeded 150 million. As a result, fans don't even know what their idol looks like. It's so frustrating. Now Chen Rui hopes that the media can be more forceful and directly expose Susiener. By then, concerts, cosplay, etc. will probably be able to lure her away. It's a pity, Susiener still hasn't been exposed. Although this is unbelievable, Chen Rui knows that this is related to the fact that Susiener rarely goes out. Staying at home every day, reporters are helpless. After hanging up the phone, Susiener felt the need to make a retirement plan, mainly because she was afraid that she would forget something. I plan to start school at the end of the month. No, if I retire, what will happen if those fans go to school to cause trouble? Susienner suddenly became alarmed. The Huaxia Conservatory of Music interacted with her on Weibo. Now her fans know that she will attend the Huaxia Conservatory of Music in college. What if she retires and her fans act randomly? Do you want to transfer to another school by yourself? No way, after all, this was promised to Jingshu. After much deliberation, Susienner called Huang Guang. What's wrong, classmate Su, why did you call me when you had time? Huang Guang was surprised when he received Susienner's call. He didn't expect that the other party would call him. Could it be that the other party knew him and knew that he was actually a wise man? Shinwu's teacher? Or, I conquered the opponent with my charm during the music selection competition? Huang Guang thought for a moment, and he found that his student's song had been reviewed several times, and he had always rated it as excellent. So this call should be to thank you. Teacher Huang, I have a question for you, and you must answer me well. Susienner's words interrupted Huang Guang's thinking. Question? Tell me. That's right. Will the school let reporters in? This question? It depends on the situation. For example, under normal circumstances, it will definitely not work, because our college is a school rich in stars, but if the media wants to come in, they must have a pass, otherwise there will be reporters every day. Come on, I can't go to class yet. Hearing this, Susienner breathed a sigh of relief, but when she thought of something, she couldn't help but curious, what if the media pretended to be students? Don't worry about this. The inspection at the school gate is very strict. You must have a student ID card to enter. Huang Guang smiled and said, do you think our school is very strict? This situation happened 7 years ago. There are relatively bad things, so the Huaxia Conservatory of Music is very strict now, and the university apartments started to be established at that time. What's the matter? At this moment, Susienner was completely relieved. Although the university that required a student ID to enter was strange and he seemed to have never heard of it in his previous life, it was exactly what he wanted. Who is going to stop her from going to China now? Conservatory of Music, she and who anxious? Ahem. Huang Guang coughed lightly and said, children don't need to know this. By the way, you called me to ask me about this. Yes, Susienner responded, still wanting to know what happened 7 years ago, so she couldn't wait to ask, what happened 7 years ago? Don't you know how to look it up online yourself? Okay, see you soon, teacher. Listening to the beeping sound, Huang Guang's cheeks twitched. Whose phone number? A gentle voice came from behind. When Huang Guang heard it, he smiled and said, a student wants to ask me something. That's it, have you settled your daughter's affairs? Have you got Sujig's signature? Huang Guang had a bitter look on his face. What is this? She's just a virtual singer, not a real person. How can she get an autograph? I don't care. If you don't get it, my daughter won't be making trouble with me every day. Okay, I'll think of a way. At this time, Susienner hung up the phone and opened Baidu to check what happened at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music 7 years ago. It would have been better not to investigate, but once investigated, Susienner was astonished. Sorry. It's so exciting. It turns out that 7 years ago, a huge event happened at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music that shocked the whole country. At that time, the Huaxia Conservatory of Music was like most universities today. Ordinary people could enter the school to visit at will. Journalists with credentials could also enter the school to interview students, as long as they did not cause trouble. As a result, 7 years ago, the Huaxia Conservatory of Music broke the news of a female college student selling money. Naturally, the school did not believe it, and the people were also doubtful. As a result, one day, the school made a surprise inspection of the campus dormitories. When inspecting the girls' dormitory, they found 7 boys and 9 girls in dormitory 803, number 21, having sex. Now the Huaxia Conservatory of Music is completely on the forefront, and it is still located in the capital, at the feet of the emperor. When this incident was exposed, the whole country was in an uproar. The Huaxia Conservatory of Music dealt with it very quickly. First, it expelled all the students involved in the incident, and then punished some staff members who did not report the incident, such as the dormitory aunt. In the end, the investigation revealed that the person was not from the school, so he called the police directly and threw him into the police station for further investigation. The final investigation result showed that there were actually several men who were second-generation people. This matter has attracted the attention of people all over the country, and since it is in the capital, it has also attracted the attention of high-level officials, so the parents of these second-generation officials were dealt with directly. Finally, the principal of the Huaxia Conservatory of Music issued an apology statement to the society. However, even after the apology, the number of applicants for the Huaxia Conservatory of Music dropped to the lowest level in the following years. No parents would want their children to apply for this school. After the new principal of the Huaxia Conservatory of Music took office, he began to implement a document policy under tremendous pressure. That is to say, no one can enter the school without a student ID card or a teacher ID card. Later, the new principal applied to the Capital Education Bureau for the policy of on-campus apartments. However, this policy was rejected many times. After all, the school does not have dormitories. If providing on-campus apartments is not a disguised form of rent collection? Later, I don't know if the new principal persuaded someone, but it was approved. Huaxia Music has begun its first expansion. The expansion is nothing but the construction of on-campus apartments. After the apartment was built, the school once again issued a policy that students were not allowed to rent an apartment outside. If they did not return to school before 11 o'clock in the evening, their credits would be deducted. When Susiener saw these rules, her scalp went numb, but wasn't this what she wanted? With such rules, reporters can't come in, fans can't come in, as long as she doesn't leave the school, she is invincible. Hi, I really can't wait to go to college. 1/2. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 278. In a flash, 3 days just passed. Forget about the lipstick, I'm just going to live stream, not for anything else, just fix my hair, I'll wear a mask when the time comes. No, since I'm wearing makeup, it must be complete. Lin Jingsha refused righteously, and then excitedly said, have you bought the movie tickets? Nonsense, do I still need to buy movie tickets? Editor Zhao sent them to me yesterday, and our seats are definitely the best. Susiener narrowed her eyes and smiled evilly. By the way, after the movie is over, let's start with that request. Yesterday, after she posted the news that your name was about to be released, as Zhao Jing expected, the internet went into an uproar. The most important thing is that you only need to wait for more than a week to watch your name. At the beginning, your name only had a few episodes that made fans anxious. When it was discontinued, Tencent Animation was bitched for a month. Even when the news of your name animated movie came out, there were still people complaining to the customer service every day. Now your name is coming again, and it will be released on the 15th. As fans of Susiener and readers of your name, how can they not be excited? At this time, Lin Jingsha's cheeks flushed and her eyes flickered when she heard Susiener's words, and her eyes were full of shyness. Forget it, and what I said at the time was that this movie must move me, otherwise it doesn't count. No matter, I've been waiting for half a year, this time I don't care whether you are moved or not, you must do it for me. I have bought you clothes. No, no. And that skirt is too short. That's still short, I bought just an ordinary short skirt, not a combat uniform. Why are you shy? You wear so revealing clothes at home, You don't even wear underwear, and I didn't say you are immoral every day. Susianer just finished speaking, and her head was hit, and she cried out. It's just the two of us at home, so even if I run naked, it's not against morality, Lin Jingshu said angrily. Besides, I didn't run naked. Instead, you walked around the house without clothes from time to time. Last time, you were wearing underwear in front of the computer and I didn't say anything to you. Anyway, I have all the window curtains fixed, and no one can see them. But it's not a good influence. What if guests come? While Susianer and Lin Jingshu were bickering, the makeup was finally done. Of course, it was just lipstick. Then Lin Jingshu pushed Susianer's hair back, exposing Susianer's smooth forehead, and tied a single ponytail, which made the decadent Susianer a little more lively. Okay, this is the mask. I picked it for you on Dobeo. Taking the mask, it looked like a little fox, with patterns painted on the face, and looked a bit like a Japanese fox demon. Susianer nodded with satisfaction. Not bad. Then she looked at the time. It was already 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The live broadcast was 7 o'clock in the evening, and it was broadcast at the home of the Tear Gland Warrior. Speaking of this Tear Gland Warrior, Susianer had an impression in her mind, but she couldn't remember it. After thinking about it, she simply stopped thinking about it. She would know when they met. I'm leaving first. Do you want to come with me? Forget it. I'm practicing piano recently. I can play the song Autumn Whisper you played last time. Seeing that Lin Jingshu was excited when talking about music, Susianer hurriedly said, I'm leaving first. Chen Rui is waiting for us. Student Su, you have to be polite. Mr. Chen is already in his 40s. If you still call someone's name, people will definitely be disgusted if they hear it. Okay, okay. After saying goodbye to Lin Jingshu, Susianer stepped out of the door of the room and was almost squeezed back by the stuffiness outside. Damn. I haven't been out for so long that I forgot it's summer now, but since she had already promised others, Susianer still rushed to the gate of the community under the scorching sun. Miobi teacher, this way. When Susianer saw that the person who came to pick her up was Chen Rui, she didn't ask anything, but got into the car, feeling the air conditioning in the car, and couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. I'm dying of heat. Looking at Susianer with a single ponytail, a completely different image from the past, Chen Rui's eyes lit up and asked expectantly, Miobi teacher, are you going to show up tonight? Well, show up. Susianer heard the words and put on the fox mask in her hand. How about it, a real show up? Chen Rui was not happy for a second before he was black line, and ignored the other party. By the way, why are you here to pick me up? Is there no one at Station B? Chen Rui sighed, other people have work to do, and some people are setting up the live broadcast location, so I came to pick you up. Will Chen Rui say that he volunteered because he was worried that other staff members could not control Susianer? Although Chen Rui knew that he couldn't control the other party, he also had the decision-making ability to deal with things when Susianer was naughty. In addition, tonight's live broadcast was more important to him, so he naturally had to supervise it in person and see how much influence Susianer had. Thinking of this, Chen Rui drove the car and said casually, by the way, teacher Miobi's Weibo notified you to post it. Nonsense, of course I will post it. Susianer stopped talking halfway. Seeing that Susianer suddenly fell silent, Chen Rui's heart skipped a beat. He stopped the car on the side of the road, then picked up his phone and went to Weibo to check Susianer's Weibo. On Weibo, it was still the Weibo that Susianer posted 2 days ago to promote your name. As for the live broadcast, there was none at all. Chen Rui refreshed the page unwillingly, and suddenly a Weibo popped up. Live broadcast in the live broadcast room of Station B tonight, show up tonight, and see you at 7 o'clock. Miobi teacher, you type really fast. Chen Rui's mouth twitched, but his attention was on the 4 words "show up tonight," and he was surprised. "You want to show up?" "Yes, show up." Susiener put on the fox mask again and emphasized again, "show up." Chen Rui didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Miobi teacher, you are deceiving your fans. I can't care so much." Okay, Chen Rui thought about it, and the only urgent thing was to use this method to attract attention. Susiener saw that Chen Rui agreed, and she snorted in her heart. In fact, she deliberately forgot to post this Weibo. As for the reason, it's very simple. She just wants her fans to be disappointed in her. It would be best if she could lose tens of millions of fans. If she does a few more stupid things, and then announces her retirement, it is estimated that she will not be able to stir up any waves. Isn't it common for fans to turn passers-by and passers-by to turn haters on the internet? If Chen Rui knew Susiener's thoughts, he would probably be helpless. If die-hard fans get angry because of such things, they are not die-hard fans. The most important thing is that those who comment on the internet about fans turning passers-by and passers-by turning haters are not so-called fans from the beginning. How can fans easily be disappointed in idols when idols have not done extremely bad things? Susiener is still too young. 2 halves. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 279. Oh my god. Oh my god. When the people of the Miobi Teacher Guardian Association were talking nonsense, the group was instantly filled with a bunch of exclamations. Before the administrators began to suppress and discipline these disobedient RBQs. Miobi teacher will broadcast live tonight and show her face. This news shocked the entire group, and the group, which was refreshing very quickly, was instantly silent. Then the man saw this and couldn't help but feel depressed. Why didn't everyone seem to be very excited? But he didn't care about these and directly posted the Weibo link. The person who was about to speak and ask for clarification didn't even say a word now. He directly clicked on the link and ran to Susiener's Weibo to see that Miobi teacher had indeed posted a Weibo 5 seconds ago. Live broadcast in the live broadcast room of Station B tonight, show up tonight, and see you at 7 o'clock. Most of the people who didn't believe it rubbed their eyes and stared at the Weibo with disbelief. The Weibo comments had already been crowded. Has Teacher Miobi's account been hacked? Teacher Miobi, come out, your Weibo account has been hacked. The hacker is so hateful. Don't they know that our teacher Miobi implements the absolute policy of not showing his face? They want us to believe it with a Weibo message. How naive. Don't worry, I have already started to find out the hacker, and I will definitely hang him up. Most people expressed disbelief. Showing his face? Are you kidding? When did Teacher Miobi take the initiative? That lazy guy? And live broadcast? The last live broadcast was nearly a year ago. And there haven't been any major events recently that require Teacher Miobi to show his face for promotion, right? Not even your name. Now in the hearts of fans, if they want Teacher Miobi to show his face, it's probably a bit of a stretch when the world ends. Of course, despite this, many people still have expectations. Many people who are on Weibo, especially those who are die-hard fans of Teacher Miobi, have gone to Sujug's Weibo, B Station's official Weibo, Bilibili Smart G, Chen Rui's Weibo, and even Tencent Animation Weibo to ask. Even if it's fake, you have to ask clearly. As a result, when most people went to Sujug's Weibo, the noise lasted less than 2 or 3 minutes, and Sujug posted a Weibo. Miobi's sister will be live broadcasting on Bilibili tonight, see you at 7 o'clock, by the way, it seems that she will be live broadcasting with Lan Xiao, let's look forward to it together, don't forget that the room number is 116. Sujug's Weibo completely ignited Susiener's fans. Then Bilibili's official Weibo and Chen Rui's Weibo both stated on Weibo that Susiener will be live broadcasting on Bilibili at 7 o'clock in the evening. As for the content of the live broadcast, it is not yet determined, and we will know when the time comes. After posting the Weibo, Chen Rui sighed while driving. He originally wanted to promote it before, but thinking of Susiener's popularity, there is no need for Bilibili to promote it, because it is a waste of resources. Just like Beozadashijian, Beozadashijian would be ranked first in the category rankings as soon as it was updated, but Beozadashijian was followed by almost all members of Bilibili, so it was a complete waste of a spot for the other party to be on the list. So Bilibili internally discussed with Beozadashijian official before cancelling the ranking competition of Beozadashijian. So in Chen Rui's opinion, as long as Susiener posted a Weibo, it is estimated that Taiba and major forum groups would spread it 10 to 100, and all fans would be caught in an instant, but Susiener didn't post a Weibo. He naturally wouldn't follow Susiener's Weibo every day, but after just 1 or 2 days of not following it, Susiener neglected it, which made Chen Rui speechless. At this time, even Tencent Animation was alarmed and directly forwarded the news from Bilibili's official Weibo. This time, the fans believed it completely. I'm so happy that I can see what Teacher Miyobi looks like in my lifetime. Is it a trick? Teacher Miyobi didn't say she would show her face. Showing her face doesn't mean showing her face? Are you bullying me for failing Chinese? In the past, our team had a big prejudice against Teacher Miyobi for never showing her face, but you can't distrust Teacher Miyobi. What did Teacher Miyobi say that she didn't do? So? I can see her real face tonight. I didn't expect Teacher Miyobi to live broadcast with Lan Xiao. Both of them are my idols. I'm looking forward to it. Which one is Lan Xiao? The 3 cowards on Station B. What about the other 2 cowards? The 3 cowards on Station B are an organization, and 3 is a quantitative unit. The news on Weibo spread very quickly, sweeping all major fan groups, forums, and live broadcast rooms, all talking about Susiener's live broadcast. In the past, Susiener would not have had such an influence, but the song selection competition had just passed, and Susiener's popularity was at its highest, and the attention on Weibo was still soaring for this reason, so Susiener's popularity was basically at its highest now. At this time, naturally countless people were paying attention to this live broadcast. Some people who had just become fans of Susiener even expressed their luck on Weibo that they could see their idol just after becoming fans. While the general mobilization was taking place online, Lan Xiao was at home watching the B station staff busying themselves, and couldn't help but ask curiously, "Are you going to stay and watch our live broadcast?" "I do want to." Hank, who has already entered the management team, chuckled with a big beard, "but I'm afraid you'll feel uncomfortable, and I guess Miyobi teacher doesn't want a lot of people watching her, so I just help you change the equipment so that there won't be any problems during your live broadcast." Lan Xiao looked at the desk with a confused look. There was only a desktop computer on the table, and now there is a curved screen next to it. This screen? It's used to view the barrage. Hank said as a matter of course. The last time Miyobi teacher live broadcast, the barrage was dense, but this time it's estimated that the number of people will be a bit explosive, so the boss asked us to take precautions for you. Dog Hank, it's all done, we can go. You. Can you please stop calling me like that outside? Hank looked disgusted, but he still looked at Lan Xiao with envy and said, "I wish you a happy live broadcast." You know, although he is now a member of the management of Bilibili, he is still a streamer, so he naturally hopes that he will be popular enough, but it is obvious that he is unfortunate and Lan Xiao is lucky. Hey, do you want to finish your water before you leave? No, we still have to go back and tell the people in the data department to prevent them from being lax. Looking at the B station staff who were leaving one after another, Lan Xiao shrugged, then looked at the time. It was only a little after 5 o'clock. I heard that the Maobi teacher was about to arrive. Fortunately, it was a girl, otherwise if it was a man, he would still be embarrassed to come to her house even if she was carefree. Anyway, I'm bored, let's see how many people are in the live broadcast room. Carrying a glass of water to the computer, looking at the external curved screen next to it with an unaccustomed look, Lan Xiao skillfully opened her live broadcast room. Of course, she didn't start the live broadcast. After all, the live broadcast was at 7 o'clock. If she started it now, she would probably be criticized. But I heard that the last time Maobi teacher live broadcast, there were millions of people waiting before the live broadcast, which made her look forward to it. As a result, when she opened her live broadcast room with an expectant look, she couldn't help but widen her eyes and breathe faster. 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 8-digit viewers. Saved a life. This is unscientific. 1/2. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 280. Chapter 272 Resident Evil 7, live broadcast tonight. Station B, Data Department. Oh my god. What's wrong, monkey? Come and see. When Wu Lei heard this, he couldn't help but come to the monkey. Then he took a closer look, breathed quickly, and said tremblingly, "How many people are here?" "More than 20 million, and the number is increasing rapidly." "You won't do anything, right?" Wu Lei calmed down at this time, looked at the monkey and warned, "This number is too exaggerated. Who in the live broadcast industry has such a large number of live broadcasts now? How much ratio did you adjust?" "I'm going to adjust the ratio." Monkey was furious when he heard this. "The live broadcast hasn't even started yet. What ratio should I adjust? These are all living people. Look at these barrages and the refresh frequency of these barrages." When Wu Lei took a look, he was a little dazzled. He couldn't see what kind of barrage he was looking at. The barrage was layered on top of each other, like stacks of arhuts. This was the first time he had seen so many barrages gathered together. Why are there so many people? The number one brother in the current live broadcast industry, PDD, can be counted, but even the other party's real number is only a dozen or 200,000, and the hundreds or tens of millions presented in the live broadcast room are completely out of proportion. Which live broadcast platform has the real number of people now? In other words, their B station is more serious, but they also adjust it secretly. But what the hell are these more than 20 million people? Is the name of teacher Maobi really that exaggerated? What now? Let's divert the traffic first, so as not to wait until the server crashes. We must ensure the smoothness of the live broadcast and prevent various situations. Now let's report the number of people. Shall we still adjust the ratio? Just in case, debugging the number of people is naturally necessary. What a hell, Hudandan said in pain, the number of people now is even more terrifying than what we usually adjust. What I'm talking about is whether to tone it down, this is too scary. When Monkey heard this, he couldn't help but laugh and cry, "That's it, I have never heard of any live broadcast platform lowering the number of viewers for the live broadcast. I can only say that teacher Maobi is too popular." Upon hearing this, the monkey nodded in agreement. Of course, they are still curious about how Susiener can have so many viewers, but the more people there are, the more proud they will be as employees of Station B. Thinking of this, the people in the data department started to get busy. "We're here at 6 o'clock, Chen Rui drove Susiener to where Master Lan lived." "Why is it a community? Isn't it live broadcast at Station B?" "Master Lan said that she would be nervous at Station B and is used to live broadcasting at home, so to avoid any problems during the live broadcast tonight, we will live broadcast at her home. Anyway, she is a girl and she is the only one at home, so you don't have to worry about anything." Hearing this, Susianer nodded to express her understanding. Wait, Susianer suddenly widened her eyes and looked at Chen Rui, Master Lan. Chen Rui was confused. What's wrong? Although her name is Master Lan, she is indeed a girl. Don't worry about this, Teacher Miyobi. Damn it. Mr. Lan? Station B is so cowardly. Live game up master, and most importantly, a horror decryption game enthusiast. Oh my god, horror games, my god, there won't be a horror game live broadcast tonight, right? Susianer looked serious. Can this live broadcast be cancelled? Chen Rui was stunned and said helplessly, Teacher Miyobi, you have already posted on Weibo. Our official blog and Sujug's Weibo have just posted announcements. Do you think it can be cancelled? Haha, that's right. Susianer forced a smile. Then, let's go. She could only pray that the live broadcast tonight would not be a horror decryption game. Then she thought about it. After all, this was to promote as Elaine. There was no way it would be a horror game. Thinking of this, Susianer breathed a sigh of relief. When Chen Rui saw this, he reminded, Teacher Miyobi, when the live broadcast is over, don't mention the words as Elaine during the live broadcast. Why? Susianer was stunned. Wasn't he promoting as Elaine? How could we not mention as Elaine? This is the plan of the propaganda department. Chen Rui smiled mysteriously. You will know after the live broadcast. Alright. After all, as Elaine will be the agent of Station B in the future, so they will definitely not be negligent in publicity. When Chen Rui sent Susianer to Master Ian's home, she finally met this one of the three counselors at Station B. Of course, the three counselors are now a big family, and there are many more after the three counselors. A coward. Chen, Director Chen, Lan Xiao opened the door and saw Chen Rui outside the door. He couldn't help but asked in surprise, why are you here? I sent Teacher Miyobi here, Chen Rui said with a slight smile. Tonight, Teacher Miyobi will be left to you. After hearing this, Master Lan noticed Susianer next to Chen Rui. After taking a closer look, his eyes lit up. You, or Teacher Miyobi. It was so cute. For a moment, Lan Xiao's eyes couldn't help but sparkle. She felt that it would be very comfortable if she could hold each other while sleeping. Susianer also looked at Master Lan curiously and found that she was very heroic, with short hair, and a very sunny lady. Of course, if he puts on makeup, he will definitely be an extremely handsome guy. No wonder he is also nicknamed Xiao Guzu. Of course, she doesn't know much about Master Lan. Even in her previous life, she only knew that he was a famous Bilibili up. Lord, I like horror games. Then there was nothing else, because she never paid attention to horror games. Hello, what are you going to broadcast tonight? Susianer said hello, and then asked directly. Since she couldn't talk about anything related to as Elaine during the live broadcast, it was probably the same for the other party. This. Lan Xiao smiled mysteriously. You will know later then. Seeing that the three were still at the door, he blamed himself. Sorry, come in and talk. Chen Rui smiled. Forget it, I have to go back to the company to deal with some things now. He looked at the time. There are more than 40 minutes before the live broadcast, you should also prepare well. No problem. After saying goodbye to Chen Rui, Lan Xiao led Susianer into the door. Seeing Susianer curiously looking around the room, Lan Xiao also looked at Susianer with sparkling eyes. She wanted to see what was so strange about this celebrity with 150 million fans on Weibo. But after watching for a while, she couldn't help but look at Susianer's appearance. Although she felt emotional many times in her heart, she couldn't help but feel amazed. Of course, she also remembered the scene when there were so many people in the live broadcast room before the live broadcast started. She originally thought that it was the data of B station itself, but looking at the number of bullet comments, she could only force herself to believe it. She had never seen a live broadcast room with dense bullet comments, one layer on top of another, and the entire live broadcast room screen was completely covered by bullet comments without a single gap. What is this? Hearing the voice, Lan Xiao reacted and saw that the other party was pointing at her bedroom. He came forward to take a look at the things on the table. Oh, this thing was given to me by the staff of B Station. They said that we should put it in the middle during the live broadcast. This figure seems to be called Jug Destroyer. Before Susiener could be surprised, she suddenly looked at the computer desktop and pointed with a trembling hand, "What about this?" Lan Xiao came over and said with a smile, "This is Resident Evil 7. The content we are going to broadcast later is playing this game. Two halves.